Hey y'all, it's me, JustGodSense, coming through. Is my cover still on here? Of course, studying the book of Exodus with Let's Be Clear Bible Study, which you can find on YouTube. I was just wanting to share some insights that I already had. You might already know, but it was just, sometimes you're in the Word and things come and you jot them down. So we're talking about Exodus. Anything that whenever you're reading or studying the Bible, you have to pray that it's a mirror image to your life. And it showed that it revealed to you what God would have you to see about your life and how you can apply it to your life, how you can help others, not force it upon others, but help others if that's what He's called you to do. So, we all know that as this is most familiar because Israelites were being held in captivity, and Moses and Aaron went forth to Pharaoh, requested, let my people go, about 10 times. And then finally he did. And then, of course, Exodus, they left out of, and went into the wilderness where they groaned and complained. And they were there more time than what they should have been because it was a quick and easy trip. I used to know the accurate amount of years they were supposed to be there and the amount of years it took, but I have forgotten that. For some reason, I want to say 40 days, but no, I'm confusing that. I would be confusing that with the time frame that no of them were on the boat, so I'm not. But I guess I was just thinking over my life and my situations, and I came to a conclusion that, of course, God gives us our Exodus, delivers from a situation, but we fail to realize the days, months, and years after that will become our wilderness. So if you're in a bad situation, where you're in a bad relationship, or something that has kept you in bondage, that has kept you from prospering, that has held you back from opportunity, and could not let you go because they had a stronghold over you that you couldn't break free of for yourself. I'm quite certain these people probably could have ran away, but like most slaves, I don't think they tried it. And they just probably, that was the only thing they knew. That was all they had, and they were there. And sometimes we be in relationships like that. This is the only thing I know. This is the only thing I have, and I don't know what's on the other side. I don't know how to break free. I don't know how to get over there. And if I do leave this situation, what's to become of me? Like, it's crazy because when they got in the wilderness, they began to groan and complain and want to go back to being in bondage, right? So again, we must remember that the time frame after our Exodus, when He brings us out and when He delivers us, His people, from whatever situation we're in, that we're going to have to go through the wilderness. Whether we make it to the promised land is on us. How long it takes us to get to the promised land is on us. Our obedience during the time we're in the wilderness is upon us. We have to think, will we be like the Israelites? And most of us are, because that's who we were, and we fail to realize that's who we were. But will we be a people that worship false gods? Will we take, because God set them up. He told Moses when he was out there on the mount that He was going to give His people favor, and the people, the Egyptians were going to give them their gold. Those were blessings. God does not send you out, deliver you from your Exodus, without providing provision for you. That was their provision. That was their money. They could barter, trade, sell probably with it. But that's how they were going to have wealth and be prosperous as far as living in the land. So when he gives you the blessing, do you hold it as a blessing? Or do you take that blessing and worship it and become a false god? Because they took the gold and the silver and built idols and started to worship when Moses went up there on the mountain. It was just like, are you serious? And he came down and it was fire, man. Them people, these yo people, them people, boy, I feel Moses. Because when you got employees and they weren't his employees, they were just his people that he was chosen to lead. But when you put up before people to lead, you like that woman, Because plenty of times Moses said, get somebody else to do it. Because he didn't do that when God was telling him to go talk to Pharaoh. Get somebody else to do it. But people make you do that. But anyway, so will we be the type of people that make, worship false gods, take the blessing and turn it to an idol? Will we groan and complain like, God, why you got me out here struggling? At least when I was with Teddy, he might have beat me, but at least sometimes he made me feel loved. At least I was taken care of. At least I had a house, I could live in, and things of that nature. I can only, for some reason, my mind think of abusive relationships. And I've never been in one, but I'm quite certain there's other things that you can apply this to. Or a child that ran away from home. Well, at least because they were being abused, but that's still an abusive relationship. Or a job, that you didn't like. Well, at least I was making $20 an hour over there, God. Or at least I was making X amount of dollars. At least I had friends over there, God. But let's not be ungrateful and complain. And I said, will we forget who delivered us and become prideful? Will we think that we did it on our own? Because a lot of us think that we self-made. A lot of us think that we built ourselves. We started at the bottom and built ourselves up. We think we pulled ourselves up from the mud. He's the potter. He molds the clay. He builds us up. He puts us through the fire furnace and refines us. It's not us. It's God. Remember that. Remember that. Remember that. Remember that. Okay? And will we return back to the same sin or bondage? Because once we get out of that man's bed, as soon as he calls back, we be like, okay. And the cycle continues. Why would you want to be in a continuous cycle of negativity, of curses, but we do. So when the first opportunity presents itself, that's when we'll go back. When the first opportunity presents itself is when we'll go back. But so I pray today that God will hear my cry. He will hear your cry. That he will help us to remember that he will be with us always. Because his word says, lo, I will be with you always. So God, whether it is a pillar of a cloud during the day to guide me, or whether a pillar of a cloud of fire to give me light by night, I just pray that he is with both you and I. Because we need him now and forevermore. So I just hope that he allows us to stay disciplined so that we will see the promised land. Because that's the key. That's the only goal. Is to see the promised land. Do you want to see the promised land? As much as he wants you to see the promised land. Just ask him. Ask him for a friend. My special friend in Jesus. That's it, y'all. That's the message. Thanks, beloved. Have a blessed day.